Right on. We are now in Austin. There it is. You can see downtown off there in the distance. I'm going to a lower level, so we're going to kind of miss the view of downtown. It's out there. And I discovered we do have ambient lighting in here. It's kind of like hard to see probably on this phone with the way the lighting is, but we do have ambient lighting, trust me. It's kind of like there. Yeah, it's not going to look right. Maybe when we get somewhere just a little bit less lit up by the road signs or the road lighting here, we'll be a little bit better off. Let me turn the volume down again. There we go. So the Sport mode definitely stiffens up the steering. On Sport Plus, it stiffens up even more. And I never really talked about the steering. It's focused. I'll keep it at focused. And that's because it has the optional four-wheel steering. And it feels very stable in a straight line. You're going to just keep my hands off the wheel and it stays straight. That's part of the focus. And then when I change lanes, it's very deliberate. And the quick lane changes are very exciting. And cornering in the city feels kind of like there's a little bit of oversteer, even at low speeds. And so that keeps it engaging. And on high speeds, like highway, I just feel like I'm not wanting anything. There's Austin for you. There's the Capitol that way. And then all the buildings downtown, and it changes all the time. So the steering's great. I have no complaints about the steering. The one complaint I do have is to change the settings in the vehicle, I have to be completely stopped. So to show you the ambient lighting, which I can't because it's too dark, I can't brighten it. If there is an option, I can't find it because I'm driving. That's the problem. Plus, if I go into this mode here and move that tachometer over, it's fine, right? But if I put it in Sport Plus mode at night, I don't think it's advised. That's pretty bright. And I can change that, but every time I put it in Sport Plus, I'd have to change it. So I don't want to do that. I'll put it in comfort. There we go. It's downtown for you. With a truck. There we go. More downtown for you. Across that river, the Ladybird Lake / Columbia River. I don't know what it is. I have too many rivers in my head to keep track of their names. There you go. It's kind of the edge of downtown for you. That's the Riverside, East Side, Riverside. And then East 6th is back there on the other side of the river. That's it. That was Austin. And it's 9:45 tonight, so the traffic is remarkably light. On a Tuesday as well. All right. This is pretty much the conclusion of the road trip in the Lexus LC500h. I'm Brian with New Car Spin. This is part 4, maybe 5. I lost track. But these have been very long videos, and I really appreciate your patronage. Oh, something cool. If you touch the lights, they turn on. There you go. They're receptive. And the lighting in here is great. This is a good interior color. And I wouldn't be in this car if it wasn't for your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your likes. So thank you very much for all of that. I really appreciate it. Keep it up, and I'll have more really cool videos for you. I hope you enjoyed this road trip experience in the LC500h. And as far as the hybrid aspect, we did have, look at that, we still have a half tank, so we did get a lot of range out of it. So if that's important to you, like being able to GT for long distances, I guess the hybrid does make sense for that versus a V8. Although I'd have to duplicate this in the V8 to make sure I'm correct. So props to you for your support on my videos, which should ensure that that happens in the future. What else do we have? I'll go over more features of this vehicle. I can't talk anymore. I'll go over more features of this vehicle while I'm here in Austin so that you can understand more about the car, the valet mode, the way the 4-steering works, how it puts the power down. The 10-speed transmission obviously is geared towards sort of like a blend between fuel economy and performance. Yeah, the body itself, I mean, it would be nice to have more exterior shots, and that's going to happen. That'll happen in a couple days. There will be plenty of opportunity for that. So I hope you enjoyed all this. There's not much to look at when it's this dark other than like the lighting inside the gauges, and there's that much to the gauge, and there's that much to the map, and the interior you can't pick it up, but there is interior lighting. Hopefully you can see that. I highly doubt it. But there's like a gallery style wall thing here too, which next to that clock. I don't know, you might not be able to see it. The clock looks really cool at night. It looks very flat, very two-dimensional, which is, I like that. It's a cool effect. And even the traction control mode and the drive mode stalks are lit up. It's beeping at me because we're in a construction zone and I'm not really staying in my lane. It's kind of like a crazy lane. It's got different line markings on it. I think it's picking up a few different things. Oh, the lumbar. I'll talk about the lumbar even though you can't see much here. There's only 2 directions to the lumbar, in and out. There's no up and down. And I do know that there's very limited knee room. I'll show you that tomorrow or the next day when I'm shooting it during the day. What about, you know, like where my seat is configured, there's no back seat space at all. And there's also very limited knee room. So the movement's very limited inside, and depending on how you set your seat up. There's really no guideline on that. At night, it's lit up pretty cool. I mean, it looks good in here. It's not bad. It's pretty simple, though. I wish it had more buttons. If it had heated and cooled seat buttons, that would be, you know, that would be more stuff to look at, and obviously add to the convenience, actually. I guess my camera's having a hard time focusing at night. There's a lot going by here. sign off here. And I really do appreciate all of your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And this was the end of the road trip. I think what we're going to do right now is allow you to guess what my average speed was. So here we go. So hopefully I can focus here. There we go. Average speed looks like, can you see that? 25.4 mpgs is the average fuel economy. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Average speed was 64. So the trip computer doesn't really tell me how long this trip took. At least I can't figure that out. Man, this four-wheel steering is awesome. It's like, I don't want to say rides on rails, but it has this feeling where you're in a pivot and you're totally in, like on a fulcrum in the corner. And I like it. I like it a lot. I can't imagine what it's like without it. It's got a long nose and a lot of power to the rear. And I don't understand how that power is distributed. So maybe we'll do a little bit of research on that. Rear ring is down. Rear wing. Rear ring. Rear ring. Rear ring. Rear ring. And again, I can't edit the settings of the car while we're driving, which is kind of annoying. Actually, what we'll do is we'll pull into this gas station here real quick, and we'll see what that setting is for the ambient lighting, if there is one. That's what we'll do. This one right here. Okay, so we're on vehicle, and now we get to go to customization. Door lock lights, there we go. Interior lights. Huh? So there's a timer for the interior lights. Okay, that's just like the dome light, basically. Valet mode, drive mode customization. That's what I was talking about earlier. We can change powertrain, chassis, and climate. Whatever. Vehicle customization, door locks, whatever. By the way, the door locks, they light up green when they are engaged. I won't explain anything else other than that. Other vehicle settings. That's it. So I guess there's no way to change the ambient lighting in here. As far as I can tell, that's all we're left with. We'll move on. It's still weird to not have any noise because it's a hybrid. Yeah, this road has a good curve to it here, 55-mile-an-hour curve. And you know what? To explain the like on rails and the corner effect, it feels like the corners are banked really hard. That's the best way I can describe how it's tracking through. And the only tricky part is really straightening out at the end of the corner. It feels like there's a lot of reaction. So even if you're really jerky with the steering wheel, it behaves. And again, that focused word comes into play here. I feel like everything's highly focused. Like emergency lane change and stuff. Oh, this thing's on it. And it could give you a sense that there's extra grip. But I don't have any canyon roads because this is Texas. There is a road I could take it on, and maybe we can expand on that in a couple days. But there you go. All right. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed all of these. Let me know if you'd like to keep seeing these in different vehicles as we go. I certainly would. I'd offer to be able to do it. That's for sure. Thanks a lot.